When did you realize your parents were bad at parenting? I was 10 when my mom would leave me alone for days while she went on business trips. She'd stock the fridge with frozen meals and tell me I was mature enough to handle it. The first time it happened, I felt so grown up, watching whatever I wanted, eating ice cream for breakfast, staying up until 3 a.m. playing games. By the third time, fun had worn off. Mom would leave $40 on the counter with a note, for needs only. Call Mrs. Peterson next door if there's trouble. But Mrs. Peterson was 87 and nearly deaf, couldn't hear me knock when the power went out during a storm. I sat in the dark for 6 hours, wrapped in blankets, too scared to sleep. I cried into my pillow because I didn't want our cat to see me upset. Kid logic, right? I got really good at heating up weird food mixes. I found out that Easy Mac mixed with cut-up hot dogs wasn't half bad. I'd count out my food, never sure when she'd be back. 3 days, maybe 4, she'd say before kissing my head and rolling her bag out the door. I'd wave from the window, watching her drive away, wondering if other kids my age knew how to pay the pizza guy or which frozen meals wouldn't blow up in the microwave. School never asked why a 10-year-old was walking himself home every day. I forged Mom's name on permission slips and made up big stories about why she couldn't come to parent meetings. She's a nurse working double shifts, I'd tell my teachers, practicing the lie until it sounded real. One teacher asked if my mom could at least call her, and I said her hospital didn't allow personal calls. I was getting too good at lying. My friends weren't allowed over when Mom was gone. I stopped asking people to visit. Got really good at video games that year. Beat every level of Mario Kart 3 times that winter. I'd set up races against myself, using both game controls just to have someone to play with. I'd talk to the cat like he was another kid. When you're alone that much, you find weird ways to cope. The longest she left was 9 days. I ran out of food on day 6 and spent the money on pizza and cereal. I called her phone on day 8. Man answered, laughed, then quickly hung up. I kept calling back until her voicemail was full. That night, I burned popcorn so badly the smoke alarm wouldn't stop. The neighbors called the fire station. I tried to hide in my room, ashamed of the mess in our place, but they found me. When the fire guy asked where my parents were, I froze. I'd been trained never to tell anyone I was alone. He looked at the stack of empty food trays, full trash can, my dirty clothes, and something in his eyes changed. One quiet call on his radio later, our apartment was filled with police and social workers. He kept asking things I didn't want to answer. How long has your mom been gone? She leave you alone a lot? I just kept saying she'd be back tomorrow. Mom came home the next morning to find me sitting with a CPS worker at our kitchen table. She burst through the door with gifts and excuses, stopped when she saw us. He's very grown up for his age, she said weakly. The CPS lady just kept writing in her notebook. I'll never forget how fast Mom's face changed, from happy to panic in 2 seconds flat. I found out later she'd been in Cancun with her boyfriend. Business trips were vacations she couldn't afford to take me on. Boyfriend was married with his own kids. Spent that summer with my grandparents while Mom had watched visits and parent classes. Grandma taught me how to cook real food. Grandpa took me fishing every weekend. I didn't want to go home when school started. I'm 23 now. Things with Mom are still hard, but getting better. Last month, she said sorry without me asking, for the first time ever. I was so caught up in what I wanted that I forgot what you needed, she told me. I nodded. Not ready to forgive it all, but glad for the start. Some lessons about being a parent you learn by watching what not to do.